nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Daft Punk's in the building.
We're here. We're back. We're around.
Around the corner.
I don't know.
I guess
I got nothing.
We never really leave. It's never like back. It's like, oh, yeah, here's another episode for you all. For y'all.
We're not leaving. We're not Diddy taking a plane to an island where you can't be returned to the United States.
How about him for having a private jet and just like sneak it out? Well, you know, I don't approve of it. I want him to get busted if he's guilty. I'm just saying about it's pretty wild that he was able to just be like, fuck this.
Yeah, it is a little crazy. I don't know what to think of it all. Rich people do rich people things. I think they get tired of everyday stuff, and when you have money, it's just like they always try to like elevate, to the next. I'm not saying what he's doing or accused of doing is okay. I'm just saying that rich people do crazy shit.
It's wild. I haven't really read up on it. I'll be honest. I just saw that they were raiding his home, and that was what it was. But pretty wild.
For sure. How was your weekend? What'd you do this past weekend?
This weekend was some nightclubs, which I think is kind of where our topic will be. Just going over what the old nightclubs do and how they relate to weddings and how it's all intertwined into a big Marvel universe.
Yeah, it is intertwined into a big universe. Well, I think anymore, the parties are kind of, the music is a lot more similar. Unless you're at a true bottle service nightclub, a lot of the music that you're playing at the party bar is similar to the music that you're playing at the wedding. And yeah, like you said, we're here to talk about it. If you're listening to this episode, last night, Drew and I will have done a Crate Hackers hackathon. And speaking of Crate Hackers, if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you check it out. They have a new 4.0 version that's coming out soon. I know Drew and I have been hyping that a lot, but it is coming soon.
They do have a banger button that is live. So if you're a member, make sure you have that banger button. We've been testing out. Maybe we'll give it a go on one or two of these music. This is a music episode, so maybe we'll give it a go on one or two of these songs we got.
For sure. With Drew mentioning, that it's a music episode, we're kind of taking a cue of what we did last night on the hackathon. We have guests scheduled sometimes and they flake off, or a schedule conflict comes up and we can't, it messes up our schedule for getting these shows out. So sometimes we kind of, when we end up doing these solo episodes, it's because we want to get content out for you guys that listen every week. Sometimes we have to think of things on the fly, but this was a pretty popular thing that we've done before, and we're doing it a little bit different. So if you listened last night, what we talked about is we would have the guests pick a song, and one, we would say if we like that song on a dance floor, and then two, we would say what we would play before it and after that. So
peak hour.
Yeah, peak hour. And this is a little cue back to the remix report with JD and Jay Spring. They used to do this on their remix report, and we really, really liked it. So shout out to both of those guys. We're just kind of taking an idea from them. We're sampling it, if you might say.
And tweaking it a little bit. They would emphasize, back when remixes were probably not so dime a dozen, right?
Right.
It was you definitely would find the one and you'd be like, oh, this is the one. Now there's about 18. And even any given song, you can play it multiple ways. So
right.
That's what we're going to discuss, and you could disagree with us, and we like that. So that's what we're here to talk about, and these are going to be at least once a month moving forward.
Once a month, we're going to do some music episodes, and maybe we'll start the Patreon with the edits that we talk about, or if you guys have any other ideas that you think we should do, feel free to let us know. We always appreciate any feedback. So, moving forward with this music episode, the first song we decided to talk about on this episode
Number one.
is Murder on the Dance Floor. And if you guys know, that's kind of been a song that's resurged lately. Do you remember the name of the show that came from?
I had to look it up the other day. So it's from Saltburn,
Well,
and
right.
I haven't watched the movie yet, but apparently it's like a big scene at the end. He's I guess there's a lot of little moving parts, but it's a celebratory scene, if you will.
Gotcha.
Spoiler alert. Oh, I did that after the fact. I need to do it before. Rewind.
Right.
But yeah,
Oh.
so it's there's a big scene that involves this song at the end of the show.
So which version, first off, are you playing? I've got a couple different ones that I like. I'll just say that I really, really like the Pete Down one that's up on DMS, and the Panu remix that's up on DMS too. I like both of those versions.
The Pete Down one is the only one I'm playing, to be honest with you. I do have the Colin J remix I've saved, but it's a little bit faster, but I'm not playing it. I made a version where it's at the end of the song, it kind of starts with an acapella. I just did a little chop and put that in, so it's like a little bit of an epic intro, if you will.
Okay.
That new coin phrase, epic intro comes into that. So I write it over whatever in key and then let it play. And if every girl runs to the dance floor and freaks the fuck out, then I mix into the full version and let the whole thing play, because it's so popular at the clubs that you could let all 4 minutes of it play. So I will quit getting asked for it. But I do have a shorter version that if it flops, I can mix out of it quick enough.
So what do you typically play before this song? And I shouldn't even say typically, because it's all situational, but just for the sake of what we're talking today, is there a song that you could think that you play? I'll say one that I play. It depends on where I'm at, but a lot of times if I'm playing, sometimes I use the Murder on the Dance Floor as a tool early in my nights to kind of get it started. It's a newer kind of, I shouldn't say it's a newer, it's a song that's hot again, but it's a newer hot song, even though it's an old song. And a lot of times I will be playing a little more chill. And I have this Dennis Blaze rework of Beyonce's Break My Soul that I play. It's got like the disco sample. So for me, I like those two songs together, and they're in key.
Awesome. I have a whole set, and nothing's in order of exactly how I play it, but in that range, it's kind of a disco-y vibe, if you will. So playing Beyonce Cuff It, About
Same.
Damn Time.
I play Lizzo Juice as well around that. That's like a disco-y feel.
Yeah, and I have a faster remix, Paul Hardwood remix of Dancing Queen that's just more upbeat. I play that in there, and then I'll even throw on, I want to dance with somebody. So it's kind of how I set it up. It would all be different. I'd probably just depend on the time of night that I'm playing it. So if I used it, like you said, to really kick off the dance floor, say 11 o'clock, and just put it into high gear and be like, fuck it, we're going. Or, I forgot to play it and it's like 12:30. Like I said, I use that epic intro to kind of just like reset the floor, get everybody back on.
Same. And I like that you mentioned Dancing Queen. That kind of takes us to our next song we were going to discuss a little bit.
Number 2.
Which is ABBA, Gimme Gimme, which I actually a lot of times play in the same realm with the Murder on the Dance Floor as well. And I'll just kick it off. One of the songs that I play with Gimme Gimme, well, I have a couple different versions I play. I have a Gimme Gimme one that I put up on DMS recently that's got Dua Lipa Houdini. I have the Fat Tony one that I play a lot. I have just a regular version of it that I play sometimes. It's all kind of situational. But there's Kesha TikTok the J Brew, I think it's Bruce Bruus remix. I really like this. It's kind of got a harder feel depending on like if I'm playing that Fat Tony remix. That Fat Tony remix kind of has a heavier drum. So I like something that comes out of it that's just kind of heavier feeling and doesn't lose that like intensity of the version I'm playing. So and it comes in kind of like disco-y with the I don't know what you want to call it, the synth or the horns, the doot 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 like that. So I think that's cool.
I like that. As far as Gimme Gimme, I use it as a tool. So it's an older song with
Mhm.
that's newer. I know the other one that we mentioned also is an older song, but
Right.
I don't think it would ever like really hit, so I consider it a newer song, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. Gimme Gimme is an older song. So it if I'm playing it at a wedding, it's generational. I'm gonna get everyone on the dance floor. It's almost like a Whitney Houston I want to dance with somebody. It's generational.
Right.
So every young and old like it, it's gonna repack my dance floor. So I typically follow Gimme Gimme with that. So I know I mentioned Dancing Queen earlier. If I played the original of Dancing Queen would be lower in the set. If I'm playing I already played Dancing Queen or I haven't played it yet, I'll use Gimme Gimme with Whitney Houston and
Mhm.
kind of go into a house set from that. So I'll start it with old and then I'll move into a house set maybe one more time or something that kind of transitions me into a house set.
That makes sense because I play a lot of times a bunch of different people have done this version, but it's the I want to dance with somebody over We Found Love. Sometimes I come in with that too out of Gimme Gimme just because it's like you mentioned, it's like an older song, so I like bridging kind of the gap, and then the Whitney Houston I want to dance with somebody kind of bridges that gap between the two old songs, and then it brings the newer, We Found Love underneath.
But with that disco being so hot right now, I have a lot of like disco-y remixes. So you could go into a Dua Lipa, or you could go into let's see, Flowers. I just feel like there's so much you could go into there from
Right.
that. So
I love the disco stuff's back too. It's fun to play that low, like the 118 to 125, disco-y stuff that's got that more modern feel to it, but still, disco-y. And working us with these older tracks in with that is awesome as well. Another one that just comes to mind is like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. I play that sometimes around that same realm. And there was another Michael Jackson song that I think Justin Timberlake was on that I play when I'm playing that kind of stuff too. Love Never Felt So Good.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I like playing that. I mean, that's not like a dance floor, but just it's situational. Like, but if I'm just playing like some feel good like background music, I'll work that one in as well.
One of the better mashups that I heard in a while. It's on DMS. It's Keisha Cole Love versus the Love Never Felt So Good, the double A remix. And that Keisha Cole Love, the original is a sleeper. It's big sing along, big sing along. Been coming back. But I love this mashup right there. So just since you're mentioning that,
Yeah, no, it's good. The next song we wanted to talk about,
drop that number 3.
Tiesto Pump It Louder, which if you guys don't know that song, it's basically Tiesto did a remix of the Black Eyed Peas Pump It.
You play the original? Because I was gonna say it's crazy that it came back because it was at like 140. It was just something I never played. It's too slow or too fast.
Right. So I actually don't play the original Tiesto Pump It Louder. Well, that's a lie. The version I always play when I play this anymore is I play the Dollar Cub transition. So the song drops in, it drops down to the original, and then it slowly works back to the Tiesto version where it kind of comes in with the drop. And I play that one all the time. I find it for me, it works the best. It comes in with the, you know, the surf sound noise, whatever you want to call it, like, and the crowd gets hype every time I play it.
I don't use a transition. I just cold drop it if I am going to reset the room like that. But that guitar, just once it comes on, people kind of look at you like, what the fuck? And then it comes in, ha, ha, ha. And then everyone's singing it and has their hands up. And again, it was a Black Eyed Peas song that was just nothing we ever played. And it's, been rejuvenated. It was the first song on that album. So I'd imagine with the age group of today's kids, like if they got that, at that point, that time frame, that CD was probably something that every kid got for Christmas or for their birthday. It was just so freaking popular. So it was like the first song that ever came on. So that it rings true real quick when you put it on. So when you cold drop it, it has that, that excitement of putting that CD back on.
For sure. I've had a lot of success with that track, and the Dollar Cub version that I play, I'm pretty positive is up on DMS. So you could grab that one. I like the Tiesto version of Pump It. I think it's cool. It's just, it sounds a little more modern, so when you're playing that song, it kind of
it's at a different BPM too. So
right.
Yeah, and it kicks in with that. It has been a go-to reset for me. It's one of my go-tos right now. So anytime the dance floor's kind of falling, I'll throw that on, and I think the kids go crazy for it. So there's so much you could do with that. It's just at 128, at least the Tiesto version I'm playing. What does the transition go to for you?
It just goes down to the original and then goes back up to the Tiesto version.
I'll have to listen to it. It's at 128. You could really go into, any of the big classic pop sing-alongs, or I just go into house really from there.
I'm looking at the keys now because we're doing this on the fly. 9A. So I play
Peppa's. I know I kind of slammed the other day because it's Tiesto as well. It's 8A, but that after it comes out of that, it has another sing-along. So it's like multiple sing-alongs with drops all in a row.
So just some other songs that are in key with that I play from time to time. Again, it kind of depends on where I'm at, but Calvin Harris, Feel So Close, is right there. Rivas did an edit that I like because it's kind of the same era. It's Pink, Raise Your Glass with the over top of Feel So Close that I play around that all the time. It's in the exact same key. That one works pretty well for me. It comes in a little slow, but once they get to the Raise Your Glass part, everybody always sings along.
You sent me that one. The one I like, I find myself playing more than that one, is the Dua Lipa IDGAF. I don't give a fuck. The Chunky Dip, Jesse James edit. I like how it. Yeah, I'll play that one before or after Feel So Close. But yeah, I like how that goes into it. It's in key. I like it.
Wanting to get some honorable mentions in here to see. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm so in the moment sometimes when I'm playing that I don't realize, like what I'm playing before and after until I'm doing it.
The edit that I have of it is a flat outro, so I am not necessarily always in mixing in or out of key with that one. I'm just trying to keep the energy hot. So I have Bingo Players Cry. You could use the Florida version of that.
Yeah, I play sometimes against the will of Digital Dave. I play some Pitbull Calle Ocho too. That one's been big for me. It's always been a strong song, but I feel like it's been more stronger lately than it has for a while.
As with this same song, I feel like a lot of the quote unquote B-side stuff from all these artists are coming back. Because everyone's so played on the other stuff that it's like, what was popular, that it could still hit. So I could see I did bring back Calle Ocho as well.
And it's in the same key, and it's our next song we want to discuss, or at least I have that it's in the same key. It could be Serato being weird because I play this flat intro anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
4
Is Kelly Clarkson's Since You've Been Gone is another up-tempo classics, not classic, I don't know why I said that, but sing along, I should say.
All right, so here's my question for you. Are
Mhm.
you playing this at a wedding? I mean, does it matter? It's gonna crush, but obviously it's not topical. Like the mom at my last wedding came up and said, "Can you dedicate Miley Cyrus flowers to the bride?" And I said, "Nah, I won't dedicate it. I said I'll play it. I know it's good, but I'm not going to get on the mic and be like, your mom wanted you to have this breakup song live
Right.
over everybody."
I don't think people realize sometimes the basis of the song. They just sing along and they don't actually listen to like the whole message of the song, you know? So
No, totally agree. Yeah,
eh,
I
eh,
don't think it matters, but I'm just wondering.
no,
Some
I
people
mean,
are weird about that.
I would play it unless told otherwise not to. Like it
Right.
would be yes, I'm playing this at the wedding. Same with even Miley Cyrus Flowers. Like if, if I feel like it fits in the vibe of what I'm playing at the wedding, I would play it unless otherwise told not to.
Since You've Been Gone, that is a classic sing along. I'm probably mixing it with Taylor Swift, most likely. You know, Baby, just
Yeah.
any of those big ones. I know the other night I mixed in. I have an edit that I made where it goes Bon Jovi, "You Give Love a Bad Name," a little hype intro into "Living on a Prayer." So it's
Right.
in that rock set. I kind of, have that little rock set I do with that.
There's speaking of Taylor Swift, there's a version that I play that's even Steve made. It's Taylor Swift 22 over top of Call Me Maybe. I play that one sometimes as well. 22 starts so slow every time I play it, but then you get to the chorus and everybody sings along. It's like one of those songs that you play. I sometimes like playing songs that do that to kind of like chill the room or like it just depends, but it's just funny to me. It's like always when I play that song, everybody's like, "Huh?" And then by the chorus, they're into it.
22 is, I have not found perfect luck with that song. It's
Mhm,
very hit or miss. It's not
mhm.
like a love story where it starts off and they're like, it starts off slow, right?
Right.
But
They know every word.
instantly, yeah,
Yeah.
instantly it's smashing. But 22, it's like, huh? Nah, where am I at?
And
But
then
yeah,
and
then
then
they
they'll
catch it.
come around. Yeah.
Right.
But that's one I play up at that tempo around that. The Taylor Swift love story, the disco lines
It's the one.
version has just
It's the only one.
been crushing, crushing,
Yep.
crushing, crushing.
The best version. Let's
I
do
play the
that.
whole song too because they sing the first part and then the TikTok part is like the last part of the song that it got popular. So it's like you have to play that part too.
I have a shorter edit of that. I don't even know who made it, but it's the Disco Lines remix, but I have like a shorter edit of it. So
Everybody's
uh
always kneeled on the ground doing the ring thing. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god, my eyes are rolling so hard every time it happens. But that's what everybody does.
Yeah, the girls are screaming for it. And Scooter made a version. You said "Raise Your Glass" earlier, but he made one with Taylor Swift, "Mine,"
Uh huh.
and so that's
Mine.
something I've been "Mine." It's an older song, but he
Mine.
with that with that "Raise Your Glass" it works. But and I like it in with "Since You've Been Gone." Those are the two I like. So
I think it works. If I'm feeling froggy, I'll play something, weird out of Since You Be Gone. I don't know. Let's see here. A Scooter this made an epic intro of Sexy Bitch that I play sometimes. It just kind of depends on where I'm at in the night. But
I
uh
keep it sing along. It's such a sing along, and
mhm,
most of my set these days, at least where I'm playing, the sing-alongs are the reactions, right? That's the
right.
yelling, and that's what everyone's going crazy for. So I just go into another sing-along. So epic intro, baby, some kind of Taylor Swift, something else they can sing along to. I'm just keeping it in that vein if I'm going to even play that song.
So moving forward, the next song
5,
a little bit was Kevin Little, Let It Rock, and the Daft's Blue Monday bootleg. Wow. Who
I
wow.
think
That's all I gotta say.
that was my recommendation. These are
I
we're talking about songs that are working, and that to me is a great curveball. Comes in, that "Let It Rock" was so big back in the
mhm.
days. I know everyone used to do the acapella out into some kind of rock song at the original BPM with Lil Wayne, but
Right.
the Das bootleg goes over. It puts it up in a dance, 126, and it's over that Blue Monday, which you could kind of use disco rock. You could do 80s. You could really go anywhere with it, and
I was gonna mention it earlier that I play it a lot of times with the ABBA "Gimme Gimme," but I didn't wanna say it too early because I knew we were
oh
gonna discuss it
yeah,
later, because 'Cause they're in the
yeah,
same key, so it's another good
yep.
one.
But it is one because it comes in, and then the way it goes in the middle, it has Lil Wayne. So even if they don't recognize that, they'll definitely recognize the drop. And then Lil Wayne comes in, and everyone knows that little verse. So that's been a sleeper hit. It's been crushing. It's been getting a great reaction every time.
I like playing that one as well, it's fun. I've always liked Blue Monday. I've always loved that song. It's harder and harder to work in now that it's getting older, but with this version, it makes it playable. That's why I like it.
Amen. Well, I don't know what I'm playing with it. It just all fits in the same set. It's all up tempo.
Right.
Yeah, it's
No,
just
I
that
think
up
it's
tempo
okay.
set.
I
We're
I think we
smashing
said a
stuff.
lot of things. Another song we wanted to mention and
Seis.
is Tyla Water, which I've been playing a lot. I play it very specific every time I play it. I play Joe Maz. If you're not subscribed to his Patreon, it's always great. But he made a remix of Morgan Wallen last night, and he put Tyla Water over top of his remix. I always play that version, and then I always go into the Morgan Wallen last night that has the Avicii, the Knights. Even Steve did the version that I play. So I go from the Tyla Water that is in the same key into Morgan Wallen last night because literally it's the same song because Joe Maz made the bootleg with the vocal over the Morgan Wallen. So, and then a lot of times I'll even play the Taylor Swift one that Phrase did, I believe, after.
It's interesting to me that it's called the Morgan Wallen bootleg, and I know he remixed it, right? But it sounds nothing like Morgan Wallen. You could play it; it just sounds like a house track.
Right. Right.
So you
It,
can play it with anything. It's not just like a country over that. Just trying to describe it so the people that haven't heard it yet aren't going like, "Really, you're playing that with a country house remix, right?"
right.
It works, but that remix does not sound that way.
When I hear the original song, I'm like, it just sounds better over top of the Avicii. It's so slow, and hearing the Avicii version is just way better. It makes sense to me too, because it's like that Avicii song is like you mentioned, like a country-ish song.
Well, it's a peak hour song. The water currently a peak hour song. I was using it to open that because I like the original. I really like the original. So it really depends on what time you're playing it. The Marshmallow has a great remix of it, Zillionaire's remix of it, and then again just the original. I have played the one that you mentioned.
Uh-huh.
If I'm really just it'll be like maybe I burn myself if I'm playing the whole night
Uh-huh.
and I'm like I need like a hit. That's when I'll play that version that you're mentioning because I'm like, I
Uh-huh.
need a bigger hit that like has energy. And so that one is that. But a lot of times I'll use it kind of in the same idea that we were talking earlier of Murder on the Dance Floor. I use it to really just kick it up a notch. Like, okay, enough of this dilly dally, and let's get everybody over here and let's kick it up. And so the girls love it, the girls sing it, and that's why I like to play the original.
I think it's good. I like the song. It's definitely picked up steam, and I feel like it's still kind of picking up steam, even though it's been out for a bit.
Yeah, and I wish I had a better example of what I'm playing the original in and out of. I can't even think. Maybe like Sean Paul. I feel like I just downloaded something that I was like, oh, finally I got something that goes with this. I think Joe Moz actually made it.
Right.
It
The
was
the
love.
original is 117 beats per minute too, and the version I play is 128. Um, so
Yeah, yeah. This Joe Moz edit of Tory Lane's "Love." over Low J, Mona Lisa. It's at 113. It's in key. It's kind of that same vibe. So if I'm doing that style set,
well, that's it. That's it. That's was our picks for today to kind of to go over and chat with you guys. Like I said, if you enjoyed this little music episode, you can go find our crate hackers from last night and check out some of the songs we talked about. We'll be doing the same kind of thing on that. And yeah, we're going to be doing some music episodes probably once a month, like Drew mentioned. And yeah, if there's any other ideas, parts you like, parts you don't like, let us know. We always enjoy hearing that.
yeah, give us some feedback and we can definitely expand on this a little bit more. So stay tuned, subscribe, like.
Yeah. And a lot of these that we mentioned today can be found on DMS. If you haven't signed up for DMS yet, you can use the promo code Drew and Fuse Show. It'll get you 30% off your first month of DMS. And yeah, anything else you want to mention before we sign off for today?
No.
All right. That's going to be it. So this is just a quick music episode for you guys. We just wanted to get something out there. We've been having some scheduling conflicts and baseball season starting, and Drew and I are in different time zones, and adding a third person into the mix gets a little tricky sometimes. So anyway, thank you guys. We appreciate you for always listening, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.